Mother's in a bad mood, mumbled Balavan Sith, looking at the clouded and thundery sky, rain pouring intensely as the sound of thunder enters her ears. First it was sunny in the morning, and after a bit, the sky darkened instantly. Did she wake up at the wrong side of the bed, or what? She's able to control the weather too, huh? Archer mumbled. At this point, she might as well be Zeus being able to create a thunderstorm, he said, amused. But still, what caused her to be in such a foul mood? What did you do now? Beoban asked Archer. Hey, the hell makes you think I did anything? Archer looked at the vampire fairy with a twitching eye. To clarify, I did nothing that caused her to be in such a foul mood. Really? Beoban asked innocently, because each time my mother shows emotion that isn't her default blank outrage, it usually comes from you. Her Highness and Archer are really close. Bargist and Melusine couldn't help but agree with Baobansi's statement. Besides, when she gets this angry, it's only when she thinks about her sister. Baoban mumbled with a wave of wariness. What happened now? She sighed. Seriously, she gets this angry? Archer deadpanned. When was the last time you've seen her so enraged? Long ago, 2 centuries ago. That's quite the long time. How bad? Was she angry? Archer asked. He looked at the three only to see them look blankly. Then they began shivering uncontrollably. Very bad. It's even got them shaken up, remembering, Archer said, surprised. Let's just say, you see the sky correct? Bargist asked. I have eyes, yes. Archer rolled his eyes at the obvious statement of the sky. What am I seeing besides the rapid? Ah, phui! A loud yell emerged throughout the entire kingdom. Archer had to cover his ears as he heard Morgan scream. Good Lord, the lungs on that girl, Archer mumbled. That's how angry she got. The 3 fairy knights told Archer, tears welling upon their faces. What? That's got you shaken up? Archer asked, feeling utter disappointment at all their despair. I mean, yeah, that screaming hurt, but what's so scary? About a yell. Archer looked at the sky. Holy crap, she tore a part of the sky. Archer yelled, shocked. In the thunderstorm above, with the rain pouring down, a tear in the sky itself was shown, expanding and expanding while the cries of the kingdom's people below are heard. Multiple rifts appear. What did she do? A Bargist gulped as she looked at the opened-up rifts that were revealed to be a place of multiple colors aligned together. She tore apart space and time itself. Well, that's something you don't see every day. Archer mumbled unfazed with his arms crossed. What? His shock completely left him as he looked at Bargist. If she doesn't calm herself down, this continues, she'll distort space and time. What she's doing out of anger would possibly lead to something unknown. What do you mean? Archer looked at Melusine. It means that those tears in space-time in the sky lead to other worlds. You buffoon. Parallel worlds that are different from our world, and who knows what can come out or what happens when you try and enter one. Not to mention that it's trying to vacuum us up into those rifts, Beoban said, panicking. Archer looked down and noticed how some of the homes and stuff begin to get lifted off and ripped from the ground, seeing people running away and a few holding on to things, clinging to dear life. Whoa! Archer felt himself get lifted off his feet. With wide eyes, he looked as if he was getting pushed into one of the rifts. Suddenly, he felt Melusine's grip on him, trying to keep him down, but she as well got lifted. Beoban! Melusine cried out, still clinging onto Archer's leg with her arms. I got you! Baoban Sith cried out, grabbing Melusine by her leg as well to try and pull her back. But alas, she too got lifted. Princess! Bargist grabbed hold of Beoban Sith's leg and quickly grabbed onto the railing to stop herself from flying off. She held on with a grip, forcing herself to not get pulled up from the rift's intense pulling and getting sent into a new world. Archer yelled. Everyone noticed that the tears in space-time began to slowly close up, causing the 3 fairy knights to relax a bit. That means Morgan is finally calming down. But they continued with trying to not get sucked in. Morgan sweats as she calms down. You let your temper get to you, Morgan. It's all right. Nothing drastic happened. Nothing drastic. Morgan said with deep breaths, how dare you defy me? I am your master's master. Morgan poked at the soul angrily. The soul only remained unfazed as a golden light with blue particles sent her back. Ugh! Morgan groaned as she hit the wall very hard, leaving it destroyed as she looked at the soul. That light? I know that very light and particles. Avalon! Avalon! Morgan gasped. Why are you protecting his soul? He is not even your owner, Morgan said with grit teeth. Curses! Why is that blasted scabbard even protecting the man's soul? What? You mean you're part of his very soul? Morgan asked, shocked. You've been inside him all this time after Emiya Kiritsugo planted you inside of him to save his life. But the day he and Artoria departed, you as well disappeared. Morgan walked forth towards the soul. Frowning a bit, the soul glowed gold again. I see. He may have lost the image of you long ago, but you still protected him nonetheless. Your healing and defense may not have been active, but you've always been with him even after he lost your very image. What? Now you must be joking with me. You mean to tell me even without your protection, it would still be impossible to change his soul? I cannot change his soul regardless, because changing it is changing his entire identity. Morgan mumbled at what Avalon told her. He has formed something that cannot be changed because it identifies his identity as a whole. To change it is impossible, because it's what his life is. What do you mean unlimited blade works? Hold on! I need to understand what you're saying. What do you mean his whole life is unlimited blade works? What does that have to do with who he is? How does that relate to his soul? Morgan looked at the soul. It stopped glowing with golden light that had blue particles around it. It returned to what it was. Avalon had told her everything. She picked it up and stared at it. Interesting indeed, protected by Avalon. And unlimited blade works, huh? An extension of his soul that cannot be changed, cannot be overwritten. She remembered what Avalon told her. Still, what exactly is unlimited blade works? Why was Avalon so vague about it? Morgan calmly closes her eyes, walking out of her room and headed outside. She saw Archer, Bargist, Melusine, and Baoban Sith laying outside passed out. Guthes, 4 of them lay helplessly and exhausted. Groans escaped them from their unconscious bodies. Then Morgan blinked as she saw the rifts in the sky that were there, although nothing was being pulled into them. She looked down at her kingdom and saw many of her people passed out or around the rubble of destroyed homes. Thunder roars in the air, and it continues to pour. Oh my! Morgan put a hand to her cheek, embarrassed that she went berserker again. She grabbed her staff and closed her eyes. She opened them as they glowed. Rewind casualty, her staff glowed, and suddenly all the destruction, everything that got destroyed, began reverting to normal. Homes that were destroyed, fixed again, shops, fixed, dead people, resurrected. Everything began to slowly revert as she then sighs. She then clenched her hand into a fist, the rifts closed up and the sky cleared. No more rain and thunder. Phew. I do apologize for my outburst. Morgan told the 4 who were waking up. Ugh, but they all groaned. Morgan only chuckled at the 4, staring at them with cold eyes. How cute.